And you heard her voice there. Say that.
He's official.
That's right. And here we go. Let me just make sure I got everything. Yep. And welcome back. Greg Russell here on Movie Show Plus. And I always love it when we get to talk to local people who have made movies. Today, joined by the one and only Legend. That's his name. That's because that's what he is. And he is the man who put together a brand new movie called Asbury Park. Legend, how you doing?
Hey, man, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Well, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, and what really got you wanting to be into movies.
I'm a Detroit native, and as a kid, I just fell in love with stories. When I was in the 5th grade, my teacher, Miss Woods, shout out to Miss Woods, she told the absolute best stories, and I would just find myself always intrigued by them. I had a passion for movies as a kid, but just like when you're a kid, you don't really understand what that passion is. It's like, yeah, I like movies, but I find myself, trying to figure out how to do little things. And, I was editing from one VCR to the other one. I'm kind of telling my age, but,
I applaud you for that. I always have trouble with that.
Yeah. So, but just cutting up, different videos to make my own and things like that. I didn't know it was editing, but I just found myself having a passion for it and having a passion for film. But I never that I could actually be a filmmaker.
And see, people are even calling right now to find out about your film. Let's see. Yeah, you have to call him back later. I'll tell you how to get tickets. Okay, thank you. There we go. See, now when you're talking about the editing part, that's where one part will be for sure.
But I grew up poor. And so I never really thought that I would be able to be a filmmaker. And it wasn't until later on in life that I got the opportunity, to get into it. And so here I am.
Well, fantastic. Now, your new movie, Asbury Park, I know exactly where the street is over there. Tell us a little bit about that and what the story is about.
The story is about life in the inner city. As a film lover, I got tired of the only depictions of inner city life being, glorifying drugs and glorifying violence. Oftentimes, like I have a lot of friends from the suburbs, and I realized through conversation, the only images that they got of the inner city are what they got from those films and what they got on the news. Now, keep in mind, growing up, I knew a lot of drug dealers, but most of the drug dealers I knew, they didn't want to be drug dealers. They had circumstances that caused them to have to go that route out of necessity. I knew people that carried guns, and it wasn't because they just want to be tough, but because they were living in an area where people's houses were getting broken into, there was crime. And if you call 911, the police may not show up. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to show the inner city in a more realistic light and show some of the struggles that these kids deal with on a regular basis. Because, throughout everything, we're always talking about how adults feel about this and have adult opinions. Well, we rarely look at exactly what the kids are going through. So this gives a clear picture of that.
And tell us a little bit about some of the characters who are in this film.
Some of the characters, like Omir is probably one of our main characters. The film is pretty much following him. And he's a good kid, but his father suffers from substance abuse. His mom has actually been physically abused, and he's the oldest of 5 kids. So he has to step out and do a lot of things that are necessary in order to ensure the survival of his family.
Okay. And like you said, by Asbury Park, is that the street that they're living on? Or is that just the name of the...
Yeah, it looked like I grew up on Asbury Park in Detroit. And Asbury Park is the street that they're living on in the film. And one thing that you'll see about the neighborhood is it's a family, and with the 4, main boys of the movie, you can see all of them have their own individual issues in their homes, but they're a family and they hold each other together. They hold each other accountable, and, together they're looking to get through it all.
Okay. Now, if a person wants to see it, is it showing in theaters right now or streaming, or how would a person go about watching this film?
Asbury Park starts streaming on Tubi in November. So be on the lookout for it.
All right. Well, we definitely will. And also, any other projects coming up for you?
Yes. I have a movie called Black Lies, and it's pretty much about a guy who's a great father to his child, even though him and the mom are apart. When the kid turns 6 years old, he finds out that it's not his son. And that is, tickets are on sale now for that because we're doing a red carpet premiere on November 27th at the Bel Air Theater. And you can get tickets at www.blacklies.com. And we also have a third film called Consequences that we produced, and that'll be out streaming next month as well on Tubi.
All right.
So, I'm pretty busy.
That sounds good. It's great to be busy doing something that you love. Well, Legend, thank you for being here. Continue being a legend. And when the other films are ready to come out, we'll have you back on again to talk about that.
Awesome. Thank you. Get it.
Thank you. All right. More of the show coming up. And there we go.
Well, thank you, Mr. Russell. I appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. Let me make sure I stop it correctly here.